Correction, that's Bladen Arquette starting to the outside. Jason Rose is row number 3 on the inside. Borey and Arquette gonna kick it off here for 8 laps. We're underway. Bentley Gray right there into that 4th spot as well. Borey, good run from the top side here as they fire down to the backstretch. Thompson looking to make a move on Arquette for that number 2 spot. He may have him off the line here as he does the old slider in front of him coming off at 4. Ricky Thompson to that number 2 spot. Is there something to be had on the bottom for Bentley Gray? Not this time around. As Borey is breaking away from the herd here. As he'll come off of turn number 4. Into turns 3 and 4. Matt Borey, your race leader. Trying to break away, and he's doing exactly that with Ricky Thompson in 2nd. Bladen Arquette in that 3rd spot. Bentley Gray in 4th. Gray to the inside of Matt Borey now halfway home, your race leader. Ricky Thompson to the number 2 spot. Bladen Arquette to the top side in that number 18 car, but Bentley Gray gonna battle back on the inside here into turns 3 and 4. Borey down to the front stretch we go. 3 more laps for him. On the backstretch, Borey is on a Friday night cruise. He is hooked up and he has found the fast way around the track. This might be his first ever win here in a heat race at Mohawk. Ricky Thompson doing all he can from the top side, trying to run him down to that number 2 spot, but it's not happening. As now that 4th spot is going to be contested as the 18 car, correction, that is Bentley Gray on the bottom side coming off of turn 4, and Casey Swamp will have that 4th spot taken away from Bentley Gray. White flag in the air. Matthew Borey looking to go from the top side. He'll lead all 8 laps. Matthew Borey picks up the win.
Good race by the dirt car sportsman. Heat race number 3. Nice job by Matt Borey. Nice job by Casey Swamp. Swamp came from the back of the field to get on the podium. He finishes in the 4th spot. Forza Wild for the 44 car in heat race number 3. They will head back to the garage area. Get these cars ready for their 25-lap feature event coming up later this evening. Race control wrapping up heat race number 3 next door. Looks like it should be the ground pounders for heat race number 1. Series race tonight for the 358 modifieds. The Good Leaf 358 modified series. Good crowd on hand. Thanks again for joining us here at Mohawk. Chief Starter Travis Bruno, race control, calls him out of the chute. Here we go. Starting on the front row is the 28 of Jordan McCready out of Watertown, New York. Outside McCready, the 93 of Chris Frenier. Inside row number 2, that's the 18J of Louis Jackson Jr. Outside Jackson is the 23 of Mike Stacy. Inside row number 3 is the 151 of Brian McDonald. And rounding out your field, I think it's the 31 car, Travis Bruno looks him over. We're on the green. Good start up front for the 28 of Jordan McCready. McCready will lead him down the backstretch. It's McDonald looking inside to go 3 wide through 1 and 2. But it's Chris Frenier coming out from the outside with good bite. He holds on to the second position, but he's got an inside handle full of Brian McDonald. Lap number 1 going on the board. Give it to the 28 of McCready. The 151 of Brian McDonald moves into the second position. Frenier battling with Louis Jackson Jr. for the 3rd spot. Out front, it's all McCready. As he's on the hammer, hanging the left front sneaker through 4. Brian McDonald, Chris Frenier, Louis Jackson Jr. 31 of Lance Willix with us tonight. The 23 of Mike Stacy's. Frenier bobbles a bit. He'll fall all the way back to the 5th spot. Now back tail of the field as Stacy looks to get underneath him. 8 laps the distance, heat race number 1 for the modifieds. As McCready leads him down the backstretch, just about a full stretch lead on the 151 of Brian McDonald as he comes by this time. Chief starter Travis Bruno shows him the halfway sign. McDonald rides in 2nd, Jackson in 3rd. 31 goes to Lance Willix. At the line, it's Chris Frenier. Good battle out back for the last position between him and Stacy. McCready turning some serious crazy lap times right now as he just turns 17 flat. Two to go this time for Jordan McCready. He plays the high side, sliding a 2, 3, and 4. Trouble on the backstretch. Just puff of smoke out of the 23 of Mike Stacy. He's got a problem with that automobile as he comes to a slow. Looks like we might have a motor issue.
Or could have had a valve cover come loose as well.
White flag this time. Jordan McCready goes by the line. One more trip around the pound for the ground pounders. Jordan McCready, he's going to be your winner. Put your hands together as Jordan McCready in the 28 car comes through 3 and 4. Heat race number 1 for the ground pounders. 2nd place, Brian McDonald. 3rd would be Louis Jackson Jr., 4th to Lance Willix. Chris Frenier will finish in the 5th spot. Taking his car back to the garage area to take a look at that ride is the 23 of Mike Stacy. As that wraps up heat race number 1 for the 358 modifieds. Crazy fast lap times for the 28 of Jordan McCready out of Watertown, New York. Heat race number 2 lined up in the chute. Beautiful night here in the North Country at Mohawk International Raceway.
Another round here for the dirt car 358 modifieds. Goodleaf Series tonight, race number 2. So Dan Reef going to start on the pole. He's got his work cut out for him because he's got Chris Raby coming up on the outside. In behind them, that's the 87.9 of Daryl Mitchell. To the outside, we'll go the 16 of Gage Moran. In the 1 car, that is, I'm going to have to take a quick peek. There's either Tyler or Greg Atkins, but the Atkins father and son starting on the back row. Off a turn 4, green flag in the air, we're underway. Raby waiting for no one. He's going to go to the outside and he'll bring Gage Moran with him as Moran will get around Reef for that number 2 spot. Raby off a turn number 4. He's going to look to lead lap number 1 and he'll do just that. Moran into that number 2 spot. Dan Reef now rides 3rd. He's going to have his work cut out for him as well as Daryl Mitchell coming up on that 4th spot. Off a turn number 4. Oh, Chris Raby at this point on lap number 2. Single file to the high side here. Dan Reef got to be careful. He's dancing with the devil, and now that'll allow Daryl Mitchell to slip past him on the backstretch and slide up in front of him into turn number 3. Reef now way out of the left field there, almost up and out of the ballpark that time around. Daryl Mitchell's got the 3rd spot. Over to turn 3 and 4 will go. Matchsticks in the air for Chris Raby. He led it from lap 1, looking to lead all 8 laps. He's off to a great start. Gage Moran riding in the number 2 spot. He's going to run out of time in real estate. Daryl Mitchell comfortably into that number 3 spot. He's got one of the Atkins trying to run him down for that 4th spot. Mitchell's got about a 6 car length coming off of 4 this time. That's Greg Atkins in 1NY, and he's starting to gain on Mitchell as we go down the backstretch with 2 to go for Rabi, Alpha 4. Daryl Mitchell riding in 3rd. Atkins slipped up a little bit that time going into turn 4, and Daryl Mitchell's going to break away from him with 2 to go. White flag in the air this time for Chris Rabi. Rabi off of turn 4. One more lap around the speedway for Chris Rabi. Rabi down the backstretch, he'll go all by himself into turns 3 and 4. Chris Rabi off of turn 4. He'll pick up the win over Gage Moran. Daryl Mitchell, Greg Atkins, Dan Reef, and Tyler Atkins.
Heat race number 2 in the books for the 358 Modifieds. Chris Rabi lifting the left front sticker like we saw during hot lap session. Fast automobile as well. Should be a good battle so far. We've seen some real good lap times from several. McCready, Gage Moran, Chris Rabi. Still another group of ground pounders waiting in the staging area. Race control finishing up a little bit of paperwork next door. We'll look to keep things rolling along here at Mohawk International Raceway.
And Courtney's getting the trophies ready for tonight. Courtney, of course, the office manager here. Fantastic job each and every week that she does. So hats off to Courtney.
Here we go. 358 Modifieds out. 4. Heat race number 3. On the front row is the 74F of Lucas Fuller. Outside Fuller, the 7mm of Mike Maresca. Keep your eye on Maresca. Inside the 55, that's Matt Woodruff. Outside Woodruff, the 96 of JF Corvo. Roll number 3 inside, 81 of Bruce Makins. And outside him, the 1X of Todd Stone. 6 cars, heat race number 3. Looks like we even got one more lined up in the chute, Pager. Good field of 358s on hand. Chief starter Travis Bruno looks him over. We're on the green. Good shot out front. The whole shot goes so far to Lucas Fuller, but here comes Maresca on the outside as the sun sets over Mohawk International Raceway. Heat race number 3 on the speedway. Maresca on the outside looking for all the bite. He's got it. He's going to lead him up against the wall across the start-finish line. Mike Maresca on the 7mm will lead lap number 1. The 74 of Lucas Fuller in second. The 55 of Matt Woodruff, and here comes Todd Stone knocking on the door for third behind him. Maresca puts lap number 2 on the board as he stretches his legs down the front stretch on the 74 car of Lucas Fuller. Stone looks under the 55 of Matt Woodruff. Woodruff better through corner number 2. Something seems to miss on the 1X as he continues to slide up the racetrack. He might have a tire going down. Out front, it's all Maresca. Maresca rides up front, coming by this time to put lap number 4 on the board. Halfway this time, says Chief Starter Travis Bruno. The 74 of Lucas Fuller rides in second. Here comes Matt Woodruff. He pulls up on the rear deck lid of the Lucas Fuller automobile. Looking for more. 5 down, 3 to go this time. Running order, single file through the field. popsicle sticks out this time for the 7mm, the St. Lawrence Radiology ride of 7mm of Mike Maresca. Lucas Fuller rides in second. 55 of Matt Woodruff in third. Hanging the left front sneaker through 4. Maresca takes the white flag. One more trip around the park, this time for Maresca. Maresca turning fast lap times like we've seen in the last 2 heat races for the 358s. Put your hands together. Heat race number 3 winners, the 7mm of Mike Maresca. Second place will go to the 74 of Lucas Fuller. Matt Woodruff will be third. The 1X of Todd Stone in fourth. And the 96 of JF Corvo fourth. Fifth will be the 81 of Bruce Mackinson. Good competition all the way through the field tonight for the 358 Modifieds, the Goodleaf 358 Modifieds. Looks like one more heat race for the ground pounders lined up in the staging area. The sun sets here over the Mohawk International Raceway. Thanks again for joining us. Make sure you stop down at the concession stand. Try a Redskin Glacier or a hamburger. Always something good here to eat at the Mohawk International Raceway.
Heat number 4. Heat number 4. We got the 15 car of Justin Stone. He's going to start on the inside pole. To his outside, that will be the 7S of Sean Shaw. He must have been a late arrival because he is not on our list. Preston Forbes, row number 2 on the inside. Trying to get these other drivers. Tommy Jock Jr. out there. Ryan Arthmanot. Kerry Torrance starting 4th. Off of turn 4. Here we go. We're underway. Into turns 3 and 4. And oh no, there's an opening and he took it. Sean Shaw saw an opening as the car got up into this loose stuff there of Stone. And Sean Shaw, wheel to wheel, they almost come together on the front stretch. Justin Stone collected backed up. Sean Shaw nipping at his heels. Kerry Torrance in third now. No problems for Justin Stone. A bit of a hiccup on the start, but he's back up on the wheel this time. 2 and 6 to go, and here comes Kerry Torrance from that number 2 spot. Starting to apply pressure for the second place car of Sean Shaw. Shaw riding in second. Kerry Torrance trying to find some bite. Now he's going to switch up lanes as he tries to run down Shaw, who currently rides in second. No problems up front for that 15 car of Justin Stone. Down to the backstretch we'll go. This time Shaw in that number 2 spot. Kerry Torrance trying to find some forward bite here, but it's not happening for him. Justin Stone rim riding around Mohawk right now, and he's having a good time of it with 3 to go this time around for him. Preston Forbes now, he's going to have his hands full as Ryan Arthmanot's going to challenge him for that 4th spot. Arthmanot pulls up wheel to wheel into turns 3 and 4. Arthmanot to the bottom. Forbes back up onto the top side this time and powers his way past him off of turn 2. Into turns 3 and 4 we'll go with 2 to go. It's all Justin Stone at this point, but the race to watch is for that 4th spot. Preston Forbes, he felt the pressure of Ryan Arthmanot, and he hit the go pedal this time. Off of turn number 2, it's still all Forbes. He heard Arthmanot knocking, and he would not let him in. White flag in the air for Justin Stone. Bandits up next for their feature event. Down to the backstretch, one final time. Justin Stone's going to bring it up off a 4. We got a car off the backstretch. Sean Shaw ended up behind the backstretch wall. Not sure what transpired there, as I did not catch sight of it until his car was spinning. But nevertheless, he'll end up finishing dead last. Not sure if he what happened. That's all I can say. So it's time for your Bandit Division feature coming up. Starting row number 5 in that 9th spot, it'll be the 58S of Brendan Lozon.
In the 8th spot, outside row number 4 is the 7D of Macy Tarbell. Inside Tarbell, the 77S of Ryan Gay.
Starting on in the 3rd row to the outside in the 6th spot, the 69 car of Landon Charlo. Starting to his outside, the 7X of Terry Green Jr.
Outside row number 2, 4th starting spot on the field will be the 46 of William Sherman from Canton, New York. Inside him, Jesse Bisson of the 17 from Akwesasne.
And starting on your front row, last week's feature winner and defending track champion, that's the 100 out of Ogdensburg, Francis White. Starting on the pole out of Denimora, the 22 of Jacob Fountain.
It's just Beeson, not Beeson. Okay. 10 laps the distance. Bandit feature. First feature in the evening. It's a beautiful sunset here over the Mohawk International Raceway. Keep your eye on the front row. Should be a good battle between Jacob Fountain and Francis White. Chief starter Travis Bruno looks him over. Green flags in the air. They head door handle to door handle into turns 1 and 2. Francis White looks to get the lead on the outside. He'll lead him through 3 and 4 as Jacob Fountain slides back into the 2 spot. White leads him by lap number 1 on the board. Fountain rides in 2nd. It's the 17 of Jesse Beeson from Akwesasne. Rides in 3rd. Good battle back in the 4th spot. It's the 46 of William Sherman. Out front, it's all Francis White. 2-car battle, or 2-car breakaway at the front of the field. White's in 1st. 2nd goes to Jacob Fountain. 10 laps the distance in this one. They'll come around and put lap number 3 on the pylon. As the field settles out, nose to tail, Bandits looking to wrap up their night of racing. Francis White in the 100 leads him by the 22 of Jacob Fountain in the 2nd spot. 7X of Terry Green Jr. rides 3rd. 17 of Jesse Beeson in the 4th spot. Lap traffic ahead. As the 7D of Macy Tarbell out of Akwesasne, she slides to the top of the racetrack. She'll let the leader go by. Holding her line.
Francis White now down to the backstretch. He clears Macy Tarbell. No problems for him. Jacob Leonard in that number 2 spot trying to run down Francis White. But I'll tell you what, Francis White is somebody, once he gets that early race lead, he's very hard to contend with. Off of turn 2 with 4 to go. It's been all Francis White. What would you expect? Jacob Fountain going to try to find a fast way around him, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen as White will settle down on the bottom coming off of 4. Picks it back up into turns 1 and 2 with 3 to go. 3 to go for Francis White. Looking to go back to back here into victory lane. Off of turn number 2 down to the backstretch. Victory lane will be held on the front stretch. Victory lane will be held on the front stretch. Off of turn number 4, 2 to go for Francis White. 2 to go. White now off of turn number 2. No problems for him as he'll take it down to the backstretch. A lap car perhaps could be in his way here in a little bit. With white flag in the air, Francis White Got a pretty clear racetrack in front of him. He only has the Landon Charlo car. Not sure if White's going to run him down or need to. Into turns 3 and 4 we go. One final time for the Bandits. Off of turn number 4, Francis White picks up the win. Bob Trombley headed down to victory lane.
Test. There we go. Thanks, Pager. Bandits. First feature of the night in the books here at Mohawk International Raceway. Climbing out of the race car, together, the 100 of Francis White, tonight's Bandit feature winner at the Mohawk International Raceway. We'll get a quick word with Francis. Good run tonight. Seem to have the field covered. We're going to go back to the heat race. Tell us a little bit about the heat race. We're watching you from upstairs and started out back and wasn't sure if you'd get enough laps in to catch the 22 of Jacob Fountain. Tell us about that ride up through the field in your heat race.
Yeah, I wasn't sure I was going to catch him either. Then I think he got to those lap cars and kind of slowed him up just enough. And I figured I might as well go for it on the outside. And I barely got him, but...
Yeah, nice job tonight all around, both in the heat and the feature. Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, definitely. I got to thank St. Lawrence River Realty, Last Call Bar and Grill. Who else I got here? I got Witcher Realtors, Gear Up Jezzies.
There you have it, tonight's Bandit winner. Francis White, the 100 car. First feature night. Good to have Francis back here at the Mohawk International Raceway. Looks like the Mod Lights lined up in the area for their heat race. Back up to you, Pager.
Well, thank you very much, Bob. Hats off to Francis White. He's going to have to put an audition for his trophy room now with all the trophies he's been able to win here at Mohawk over the last few seasons. He's a heck of a wheelman, that's for sure. That's a generational thing, as I had mentioned last week. His grandfather was Francis. His father, Ronnie White, was also a longtime competitor at the Fort Covington Speedway back in the day, long before I was born. Now, you think Rick Young would give his friend like a piggyback ride over that mud puddle out there? Of course, Rick Young, he is sporting a 2006, yes, that's what I said, a 2006 Frogtown Speedway t-shirt. I was amazed when I saw it, and I certainly remember that t-shirt of that year. There's the crew chief of the Kerry Trans car, Chris Hearn, back here at the Mohawk International Raceway. Redraw taking place here momentarily. After the next feature will be the Mod Lights for 12 laps. Dan Moyer will start on the pole.
Mod Lights on the Speedway. Their feature race. 12 laps the distance. Chief starter Travis Bruno looks him over. We're under green. The 64 of Dan Dennoyer, quick off the hammer. 3-car battle up front as they go 3 wide down the backstretch. Make it 4 wide down the backstretch. As the 4 of Tristan Dibble. The 8 of Harley Brown. All sorting it out up front. Brown and Dibble go door handle to door handle into one. Back on the outside comes Harley Brown. Brown much quicker down the front stretch, but look, watch for number 4 of Tristan Dibble, better through the corners. Both cars come door handle to door handle up towards the wall. They put lap number 2 on the board. Mod Light feature here at Mohawk. 12 laps the distance. Good battle up front. The 4 of Tristan Dibble. The 8 of Harley Brown. Here comes the 117 of Kevin Carrier. Carrier on the outside. He looks to the outside of the number 8 car, Harley Brown. Kevin Carrier looking for more. Slides up the racetrack. That allows Dibble to gain a little ground back. Good battle for the number 2 spot. The 427 of Francis Lillibert rides in 4th. Fifth is Dan Dennoyer. Up front, it's still the number 4 car of Tristan Dibble. 5 laps on the board. They'll be halfway this time as they set sail down the backstretch. Great battle for the 2 spot. Keep your eye on the 8 and the 117 of Kevin Carrier.
Tristan Dibble, your race leader right now. 6 in, 6 to go. Kevin Carrier looks like he has cleared the 8 car of Harley Brown off of turn number 2. Dibble very quickly down to the back chute. Carrier going to go to the high side here. Look for a little forward momentum coming off of turn number 4. But Dibble seems to be hooked up here tonight. But Carrier is going to try to get the best of them as we go into turns 1 and 2. Now off of turn 2. Tristan Dibble, your race leader, but for how long with 5 to go? Going to be 4 to go this time around. Carrier is catching him ever so slowly, but he is gaining on the leader here. Carrier gonna use that top side, trying to reel in Tristan Dibble. Dibble off of turn 2, fires on the backstretch this time. Harley Brown still in the 3rd spot. Off of turn number 4, it'll be 3 to go for Tristan Dibble. Carrier going to switch up lanes a little bit. Try to follow the wheel tracks now of Kevin Carrier. We got a car. Looks like Jack Lyon is going to slow it down coming off of turn 2. That'll make things interesting. The lead for Dibble has been cut in half by the 117 of Kevin Carrier. Kevin Carrier is breathing in the exhaust fumes from Dibble at this point. With 2 to go, Carrier takes a peek to the bottom. Oh, he's up on the binders going into turn number 2. Back on the throttle is Carrier. Down to the back stretch we go. White flag will be in the air. Dibble coming off of turn number 4. What has Carrier got left in the bullpen to try to get him out? Into turns 1 and 2 we go one final time. Tristan Dibble down to the backstretch. He's got a lap car. This could get interesting on the last turn. Dibble, though, right in the bottom along with the lap car. Carrier, though, can't take advantage. Tristan Dibble picks up the win, ending the 2-week winning streak of Kevin Carrier.
Put your hands together, climbing out of his race car, the number 4 out of Chateauguay, New York, Tristan Dibble, your Mod Light feature winner here at the Mohawk International Raceway. Nice job tonight, Tristan. Take us back laps 9 and 10, and you had the 117 creep up beyond the rear deck lid, and able to hold him off. Tell me about that battle.
The 117's been fast and long. Usually you can't even see him when you finish, so it's nice to. I know he's probably still faster. Nice to get him once though, at least.
Absolutely. Nice job covering the field tonight. You had a good run in your heat race as well. Nice, good track here tonight. It was fast for everybody. And anybody you want to thank?
Just everybody helps get me here. My sponsors, Dibble General Repair, Jarvis Construction, just everybody helps me.
There you go, folks. Your Mod Light feature winner, Tristan Dibble. Jarvis Construction, Heating and Plumbing, Electrical Excavation, the number 4. Hats off to Tristan Dibble, tonight's Mod Light feature winner. At this time, we want to make sure the 358 modified drivers are making their way down to the start-finish line. Statius waiting down there for the redraw for tonight's 358 modified series race, as well as the ProStock drivers. We'll be having your redraw here down in front of the flag stand as well. We see a few of them starting to make their way down front. Starting to see some of the guys coming down. Just make sure you make your way down. We'll get the redraw taken care of. Track prep guys taking care of a little bit of housekeeping out on the speedway. Beautiful night here at Mohawk International Raceway. Thanks again for joining us. Once again, 358 modified drivers and ProStock drivers down to the start-finish line area in front of the main grandstand. We'll get the redraw started here shortly. Keep the program moving along. See most of the drivers making their way. Just about ready to start our redraw here, folks. Pager down in front.
We need modified drivers for the redraw up here along with ProStock. Modified drivers for the redraw along with ProStocks. If you're not here, we will skip you and move on.
Thank you for your patience, folks, as we get ready for the redraw. Once again, all 358 ProStock drivers should have made their way down to the start-finish line in front of the main grandstand here so we can get started with the redraw for tonight's 358 Modifieds in the ProStock event.
Well, first up will be the 358 Modifieds. If you're not in attendance, we're going to go on to the next driver. First up, the 28 of Jordan McCready. Jordan McCready. There he is. The pole position's still in there, Jordan.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I can feel it.
I didn't know if you could do math.
Hey, I did math.
Number two position.
Take one and give it to the child.
Can I keep it?
What?
McCready starts second. Chris Raby in the 01. There he is. Chris Raby. Let's see what Chris draws. Number one position for Chris Raby.
Give it to a child. Thank you.
Mike Maraska. Mike Maraska. Eighth.
Take one and give it to a child.
Eight. Mike Maraska starts eighth. Justin Stone. Justin Stone's next up. Third spot still available. Five for Justin Stone, fifth starting spot. Brian McDonald is next up. Let's see what Brian can pull out of here. Something good. Number three.
Give it to a child.
Number three for Brian Slim McDonald. Gage Moran is next. Gage Moran. Fourth spot still available. Seventh.
Give it to a child.
Seventh for Gage Moran. Lucas Fuller. Lucas Fuller. You're up, Lucas Fuller. What did Gage get? 7, thank you. Sixth starting spot for Lucas.
Give it to a child.
Carrie, you're up. There's only one left. Those are for the kids, Carrie. Ninth starting spot for Carrie.
He drew 4.
4. I'm sorry. 4.
9.
4. Sorry. 4. Sorry. You didn't show it to me?
We have 9 for
ProStocks. Here we go. First up will be Bruno Richard. Bruno Richard. Let's see what he's got. Three for Bruno Richard. Ian Brissett, you're next. What can Ian pull out? 6 starting spot.
No, wait.
That's 6.
Take one and give it to him.
6. Eli Gilbert. He's got his helper.
Hey, look.
Hey, Stacia, we found somebody shorter than you. 8th for Eli Gilbert. Tyler Bushy, you're up. Tyler Bushy.
They're all the same. Just give one color.
7 for Tyler Bushy. Mark Lalone, you're up. A lot of good ones left, Mark. A lot of good ones. Here we go. 2. He draws the second spot. Louie, you're up.
I have all the chips in my pocket. Hang on a minute. Put your arm in there. I'm going to flip him over so he can.
He looks.
So they're flipped over so he can't see.
And he drew the 1.
Okay, 1. 1.
1. Pole position for Louie. 1. Burton Ward, you're up.
I did flip them all over. Everybody saw that.
She flipped them all over. You could not see what he was drawing.
9.
9.
Okay, take one for a child.
Justin White, you're up. Fourth for Justin. Stefan LeBron, you're up. Fifth for Stefan LeBron. Thank you very much. Back up to you, Bob. Features coming up shortly.
Thanks, Pager. Sure you take this opportunity to stop down at the concession stand. Track prep for tonight's feature race is wrapping up here on the front stretch. Nice job by Pager and Stacia always. With our redraws, first feature up next will be the 358 Modifieds. They're going to run 40 tonight. Followed by the Sportsman, they'll run 25 laps. ProStock Special Series race, they'll run 30, and then we'll wrap up the night with our Novice Sportsman. Then we'll light up the sky with the fireworks immediately following our feature races. Just to recap, 358 modifieds. Chris Raby, Jordan McCready will start on the front row. Brian McDonald, Kerry Terrance, row number 2. Justin Stone, Lucas Fuller, row number 3. 16 of Gage Moran and Mike Maresca. Top 8 starters for the 358 series race here at Mohawk International Raceway on St. Lawrence Radiology Night. Good Leaf and fireworks by NCCS. Thanks again for joining us. Pleasant evening here at the Mohawk International Raceway.
So just give you folks a good idea what's going to take place here in the next moments. We're going to be bringing down the 358 modifieds. We're going to line them up, and we're going to play the Canadian national anthem as well as the U.S. national anthem. And to honor both countries, today is Canada Day, Friday, and Monday is 4th of July. And as they're making their way down to the front stretch, Chris Raby will be starting on the pole. So that'll be your front row. Jordan McCready, Chris Raby, Brian Slim McDonald. So your lineup will be like this. Rabi on the front row from the pole position. Jordan McCready will start to his outside. Row number 2, it'll be Brian Slim McDonald. Lucas Fuller to his outside. Row 3, Justin Stone out of Middlebury, Vermont. To his outside, Mike Maraska out of Potsdam, New York. Row number 4, Gage Moran on the inside. Daryl Mitchell to his outside. On row 5, Preston Forbes. Row 6 on the inside, Kerry Trance to his outside. Johnny Jackson, row number 7 on the inside. Dan Reef on his outside. Row 8, that'll be Greg Atkins, Ryan Arthmanot, Lance Willicks, Todd Stone, Matt Woodruff, Chris Frenier, and JF Corvo will make up your field. Sean Shaw, Bruce Mackinson as well.
I wrote on it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to ask everyone in attendance to please rise, remove your caps as we honor our neighbors to the north.
Your team is losing. I'll drive.
We ask you to please standing as we honor the United States of America with our own national anthem. Apologize, fans. Technical difficulties. We'll be back with you momentarily, but we're going to be playing a national anthem here in less than 10 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's for the 358 Goodleaf Series. Who's ready to go racing? I need your help. We're going to do the whole shebang. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines!
Because it went right to the next one. 25 358 modifieds come to life on the front stretch. The ground pounders return to Mohawk. They're several weeks away.
Yes, they've been away for a while. We got 40 fantastic laps coming up here tonight for Goodleaf Series race number 2.
Race control working through the feature lineup. Double checking. A couple of cars out of position as they came out of the garage area. So just making sure things are squared away before we get started.
Yeah, we got a pretty good front row right there. Chris Raby looked pretty fast in his heat race along with Jordan McCready. Brian Slim McDonald in behind them. Kerry Torrance. Justin Stone looked pretty strong in his heat. Took a few extra minutes to get this track worked in here. Ladies and gentlemen, next time around, it'll be the 4 wide salute to you, the fans. Correction. Are we doing a 4 wide salute? 4 wide salute coming up here momentarily. Maybe not.
They haven't given it to him yet.
They haven't.
No.
John, I don't need to hear from you. Jesus.
Cars stacking up on the backstretch, 4 wide.
4 wide salute, correction. Race number 1 of the Goodleaf Series. Race number 1. 4 wide salute, stand up, grab a hat, grab your neighbor's hat, show them your appreciation and love. The 358 Modified Goodleaf Series, race number 1. Gonna allow them to get back into line here. Raby starting from that pole position. Or did McCready get the pole? McCready got the pole.
Yeah. No, Raby's got the pole. He chose the outside.
So Raby, your leader, elected to fire from the outside pole position. McCready will start to the inside. 40 laps, race number 1 of the Goodleaf Series here at Mohawk. Travis Bruno, your starter, he's going to look him over, coming off a Ford. McCready, Raby, 40 laps. Off a turn 4, green flag, we're underway. Raby bombs into turns 1 and 2 with McCready in pursuit. Brian Slim McDonald rides third. Kerry Torrance to the inside as he challenges McDonald for that 3rd spot, and he'll have him this time around. Kerry Torrance, pretty slick, going in that number 3 spot. Raby goes to the high side along with McCready in pursuit into turns 3 and 4. The top three elect to fire from the high side. McDonald drifts to the bottom, riding in fourth. And now Gage Morin sets his sights on McDonald, but McDonald a little quicker that time on the bottom. Down to the backstretch we go, into turns 3 and 4. All before Rabi still showing the way on lap number 3 of 40. All clear throughout the field at this point. Rabi looking pretty good on that top side, but you gotta wonder if somebody's gonna elect to try to go to the bottom, but it looks like all the cars as they shuffle back through the field are trying to get to that top side as quickly as they can on lap 4. Rabi will lead the herd coming off of turn 4. We got one that's taking it to the safe haven off of turn number 3. Off of turn 4. It's all Chris Rabi. As now Gage Morin's gonna battle Brian Slim McDonald for that 4th spot. Morin will have him on the bottom coming off of turn number 2. Morin stays on the bottom. Slim goes to the top shelf to start dancing. Lap 6, it's still all Chris Rabi at this point. Morin starting to make that bottom side work for him as we go back to turns 3 and 4. McCready right there in the number 2 spot. Turns 3 and 4, well, here we are. We got one off the track on the backstretch. Justin Stone collects himself, gets him back up on the wheel and on the track on lap 8. 8 in the books. Atkins lap car. Right now he's in the racing groove of Chris Rabi. He won't be there much longer as he'll go to the bottom into turns 3 and 4. McCready to the top side. And now a pinch move that time. Atkins up in the wheel tracks and McCready's trying to get around him and he does on lap number 9. Now Matkinson, the next car up for Rabi on the backstretch, now into turns 3 and 4. Rabi to the top side yet again. Matkinson keeps himself on the bottom. Lap 10, it's all Chris Rabi.
Chris Rabi setting a blistering pace. Fastest car on the racetrack, 17.7 for Chris Rabi as he works the high side through 3 and 4. Right on the rear deck lid now is the 28 of Jordan McCready. Kerry Terrance rides in 3rd. Gage Morin rides in 4th. The 1X of Todd Stone off the pace. Something dragging off the back of the 1X mobile. He'll take the G Stone Motors ride back behind the wall. Rabi working lap traffic. Next up on the grid is the 31 of Tommy Jock Jr. Rabi moves to the inside. Cars start to shuffle through lap traffic. McCready looks to the bottom. McCready slides back behind the 0-1 of Chris Rabi. Rabi maintains the lead. Lap 14 getting ready to go on the pylon this time. As the 0-1 of Chris Rabi leads him here at Mohawk. Looking underneath the 1T of Tyler Atkins. He's got Daryl Mitchell up next. He's got Dan Reef all working through lap traffic. Chris Rabi doing a nice job through lap traffic. Has put some distance between him and the 2nd place car, McCready. The 0-1 of Chris Rabi clears traffic. 15 down, 25 to go here at Mohawk International Raceway. Here's a quick running order. The 0-1 of Chris Rabi runs first. The 28M of Jordan McCready 2nd. Gage Morin rides in 3rd. The 66X of Kerry Terrance 4th. 5th, the 7MM of Mike Maresca. 6th, the 151 of Brian McDonald. 7th, Lucas Fuller. 8th, Lance Willix. 9th, Matt Woodruff. And 10th is Ryan Arbonneau. Rabi leads him by the start-finish line. 17 up on the board as the cars continue to run single file through most of the field. Chris Rabi setting a blistering pace here in the good guys. Excuse me, Goodleaf 3:58. Series race number 1. Rabi and McDonald out front. Morin has now caught the 28 of Jordan McCready as they work through lap traffic. Maresca, they go 3 wide as they split the 1T of Tyler Atkins. Maresca's going to battle for the third spot. Maresca gets the wheel inside, runs along the cushion. On the inside, slides up ahead of the 16 of Gage Morin as they continue to work through lap traffic.
Now Rabi to turn 3. A little quicker that time, but Maresca, the man on the move at this point. On lap 19, he's starting to make it work. Lap 21 in the books. Chris Rabi is your race leader. Now Maresca pulls to the inside of Frenier. He'll clear him. And now clear racetrack for Mike Maresca, trying to run down Chris Rabi for the lead. Mike Maresca back up on the wheel here on lap number 22. Rabi, he's got to start to feel that pressure from the 0-1 of Mike Maresca as they fire down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Rabi sticks it to the high side. Maresca on the bottom. Wheel to wheel this time. Maresca's got him at the line by half a car length. No, sir. They're going to say Rabi maintained that lead, but no the problem this time as Maresca clears him coming off of turn 2. Maresca extremely quick on the bottom here as Maresca will take over the lead on lap 23. Lap 24 on the books now. We got one off the backstretch. And looks like Justin Stone, all sorts of problems here. Cars starting to get picked up. Over to turns 3 and 4. Off of turn 4. No problems for Maresca. He gets around Justin Stone. Maresca stays on the bottom. That top shelf went away pretty quickly as maybe Chris Rabi burned off a right rear. Maresca now just going to slice and dice his way through the field here on lap number 25. Lap 26 going to be on the board. Mike Maresca, your race leader right now, as he has opened up a good-sized lead over Rabi. Rabi wants that bottom groove, but Justin Stone, the lap car, is not going to get off that bottom groove. Rabi has to switch lanes. Now, can McCready capitalize on that from the bottom? 28 and 13 to go. And now there is a 3-car roadblock in front of Mike Maresca here going into turn number 4. Off of 4, Maresca's got Tommy Jock Jr. in front of him. Jock moves up out of the way. And now Corvo's in the way on the bottom line. We got a car that just launched a motor. I think that's Dan Reef in the 55. Big puff of smoke going into the pit area. Maresca now, he's looking to get around Corvo on lap number 29. He'll do just that. Mike Maresca off of turn 2. Fires down the backstretch. Chris Rabi fading a little bit here as now McCready's going to challenge him into turns 3 and 4 through the smoke, the mist, the dust of a turn 4. McCready wheel to wheel with Rabi for that number 2 spot on lap 30. Rabi a little quicker to the bottom that time into turn number 2. McCready trying to catch Rabi. He had him that last time around, but not so much this time. On lap 31 on the board, Mike Maresca, your leader. Rabi, McCready the race to watch as they fire into turns 1 and 2. Rabi pretty quick on the bottom, but McCready now with a nose underneath Rabi on the backstretch. Wheel to wheel, Hoosier to Hoosier into turns 3 and 4. Rabi gonna drift up to the track to the high side. McCready on the bottom.